Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel DIY with Mini John. I am Nishant and this is my basement workshop. In this part I will take you through the basics of Creality software and we will try out laser engraving on various materials. We will create a simple G-code and transfer it to the machine. I will quickly go through the Creality laser software. Every time you open this software it's not going to be in English. So to do that you have to click on this icon, choose the machine that you are using it with, and then choose your language and then click the language. Now the interface is in English. We have three basic options: add file, add text and QR code. These two options are what we are going to usually use. Add file is if you want to import a image file for engraving, then you can do that over here. So you can add text in this software itself. When you click on that, you will get a Creality text on top left corner. I'll just drag that to the center. And these are the options. If we have multiple objects, then the list of those objects will appear here. And if you keep your pointer over one of the options, it will show you what that option does. So you can set the size, just drag and change the size of your text. Rotate is if you want to change your text angle to say 45, then you can choose 45. I can change the text. This is my website and I can choose the font. The other options that we have is fill. We use lower fill density, your engraving will be light. If you use a higher fill density, your engraving will be dark. If you don't know what settings you have to use for a certain material, you can choose preset settings. Suppose you don't know how to engrave on leather, you can choose leather, but of course you'll have to change those depending on what sort of engraving you are looking at. If you are trying to engrave text or a logo onto leather, then maybe those settings will work for you, but if you want to engrave an image on leather, then those settings might not work for you and you have to find out your own settings. Jog speed is the speed at which laser pointer travels when it's not engraving. Suppose I have a text over here and a text over here, then jog speed will determine how fast the laser will move from this point to this. So you have to choose an average speed for that, because if it's too fast then your machine might vibrate and your results will not be consistent. Work speed is the speed at which your laser head travels when it's engraving. If you choose a very slow speed, you will get a lot of burn at all the points. If you choose a very fast speed, your laser pointer will not get enough time to burn the material and you will get a light engraving. You can choose number of passes. Suppose you want to cut a thick sheet of paper and you know that the laser is not going to go through the material in a single pass. So you can choose multiple passes to get there. And you can also choose fixed power for such a task. If you want to cut something, then you would want 100% of power. If you want to engrave something, then you can very well get away with about 70-75%. When we click on preview, it generate tool path, and when we click on generate G code, it will generate a G code that can be saved on a file. So it shows that it will take about 3 minutes to engrave this text. I can only put one G code in the file, so I have to remove this, delete this, and then save my new G code to the file. Now that we have prepared our G code file, we will prep up the machine for engraving. First, I have put a scrap plywood under my work area so that the laser does not engrave anything on my tabletop. And my laser goggles are ready to be used before starting the machine. Now the machine is ready. I will bring it to the origin and insert the SD card. I've already attached the power cable. Now I will turn it on. Now when I press this button once, it will show me the area that it's going to engrave. So now I can put my material over here, turn the machine off and adjust the focus. Then I'll tighten it again, this nut, and I'll make sure to flip up the focusing rod. Now the machine has taken the origin again. I'll press this button once. Now it's showing me the area it's going to engrave. Now I have adjusted my piece. I'll press the button again and it will start engraving. Now the machine has finished engraving. I will show you the result. You can see how clear the engraving is. Now we will make some more samples in other materials. So I created some more samples, and what I have done is I have written the basic settings that I have used. For example, this is 70% power, 10 fill density, and 1500 is the work speed. Using that, I can create a catalog of my own samples to determine what works best for me. And these are some clock dials that I have created. This is what happens when you run the laser on 100% power and burns out everything. And this happened because I had used the jog speed as 3000. So the laser was moving too fast and it couldn't retain the circular shape of the dial. Other settings I have written so that when I have to do a repeat of this, I know which settings were perfect. These are samples in leather. You can see the marking is permanent. And these are some rough experiments in acrylic. So it engraves nicely on black acrylic. I hope the video was useful to you. If you have any questions about the machine, you can post them in the comments and I'll answer them for you. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video then please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll keep posting more content. See you soon.